One question that comes up a lot when working with clients is, when should I be posting to Facebook? Now, this seems like an important question, and it used to be more important, but right now it isn't in particular. The basic answer to this is whenever you can. We're going to look at a bit of the data, both from a general statistical point of view, but also from within a page that I manage, where we can see how timing might affect how many people are interacting with our post. That said, the short answer is it doesn't matter. Let's have a quick look though at some of the data. So this is from Sprout Social, which is a large social media marketing research company. They provide tools as well. You can see here the highest engagement tends to be here. So this is between 9 and 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So this is actually when people are at work. It doesn't, and we're seeing it's kind of Tuesday until Friday, but not necessarily Monday. So we see this a lot in interactions on email and also on social media. People tend to be working a bit more on Monday, so they don't get so bogged down in places like Facebook. However, as soon as we go into Tuesday and definitely on Wednesday, you can see it gets a lot darker here. These are people who are at work, but they are on Facebook. They're probably not meant to be. I very much doubt this is what their work constitutes, but this is the highest amount of time when people are active on social media. Now, this will be dependent on your country. If you're in the UK, this would be 10 a.m. UK time. So based on this kind of information, you'd want to be posting between Tuesday and Friday, and between about 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. or so, which you would consider the kind of prime working hours, but apparently this is not the case. People are instead on Facebook. So that's interesting to know, but it's not the be all and end all. The reason for this is when we post, we're going live, or hopefully we're going live, which means that post is going to go out whenever you can do the video. Now, this is going to depend on your schedule, and it doesn't mean you necessarily have to force yourself to go live at this kind of time on a Wednesday to a Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Instead, you should do it whenever you can. Volume really does make a big difference on Facebook and in social media in general. If all of a sudden you want to post, go ahead and do it. Don't allow yourself to be constrained by these best times, because as we'll see, they're not really that relevant. The reason for this is we're going to be boosting our posts. Yes, the first time the video goes out, it's going to be going out live at a certain time. If you can get it within this area, fantastic, great, all the better. But it doesn't really matter, because each person on Facebook is bombarded with information. There are statistics, but they change all the time. It's something like 15,000 posts a week or something ridiculous, or maybe per month. It used to be the case, because Facebook wasn't so busy, that if you posted and people followed your page, they would probably see what it is you're posting. This is no longer the case, because there are so many advertisers, there are so many different companies and interest groups trying to talk to the same audiences you're talking to. So as a result of that, even if we like a page, we're not necessarily going to be showing content from that page. Live video helps here a bit, because it's more likely to be promoted to your viewer. But if we are then taking that live video and posting it to our page, that's not necessarily going to be seen by people unless we boost that post. And we've talked about boosting and why it's important. As soon as we boost a post, as soon as we put a little bit of money behind it, the time of our post no longer matters. It's going to be shown to our targeted audience based on the fact that we've spent a little bit of money on advertising, not based on when we posted. That's why I'm saying this is not particularly important to us, because we're bypassing the normal means of organic distribution, and we're saying to Facebook, we have this content, these are the people we want to show it to, here is £5 or $5 or whatever it is for you to show it to those right people. And by doing that, we know the correct audience is going to see it, and it's not going to be hidden under all of that other content that's been thrown at our audience. So that said, you can help yourself by posting within these kind of areas here. It's going to be relatively marginal. If you can do it, great, why not? This is, however, the kind of global general. Ideally, you want to get data from your particular Facebook page, not web page. And you can do that using Facebook Insights. So I'm going to actually jump over to a page that I run. I'm going to have to keep this anonymous, but what I want to show you is here. We go to Insights, and you can see a lot of information here about our reach, about awareness, about what's doing well and what isn't doing well. And down on the left here, we can see we have a lot more information. I'm just going to go along to posts. And what I'm interested in here is this time at the top. So it's looked, this is over the last week. So each day we're getting about just under 7,500 people a day are viewing the posts. So that's nice to know. There doesn't seem to be any particular any bias during the week. It's pretty steady across the whole thing. But down here, this is interesting. This is what time people are seeing these posts. So we're actually getting a spike here, which is earlier in the day than the information we were looking at from Sprout Social was showing. Instead, a lot of our people are seeing it at 7, 8 a.m. and we're starting to drop off into the day with another spike for some reason around 11 p.m. Now this is the case on each of the days, yep. So we're actually seeing with this particular property, we're seeing a lull during the day, and we're seeing more early on, so this is probably during people's commute, and then when they're back at home. And this is actually good. This brand in particular is it's a food brand in Sainsbury's, so inside one of the largest retail distributors in the country. It's a client that we work with. So we don't necessarily want people hearing about it during the day here, because they aren't going to be able to get to Sainsbury's in order to make that purchase, whereas after work they might be able to, and before work on their commute they might be thinking about what it is they're going to have for dinner that evening. So I would be okay with that. The main point here is that we can come to Insights, we can see the specific data related to our specific audience based on the posts and the content that we're putting out. And this can help guide you a lot better than this general Sprout Social kind of graphic, because we're actually seeing the opposite in this particular client page. So in short, one, it doesn't really matter because we are going to be using Facebook boosts, and that means Facebook is going to be showing our content to the people we have targeted when they're online, which is really the optimum for us. We don't care if it happens to be 11 a.m. We don't care if it happens to be 9 p.m. We just care that the people we want to get to are online and going to see our content. Second, if you still want to try to optimize by posting within certain times, and especially if you're doing live video, then yes, take into account the general global distribution. Tends to be during the day, tends to be Tuesday through Friday, with less activity on Saturday and Sunday. But more specifically, come to your page's insights, and this will only work once you have a decent amount of traffic coming to your page. But come to the insights and have a look at how when your people are actually online, when your people are viewing your content, and that's going to give you a much better grip. Okay, so don't let timing get in the way of producing content. This is the most important thing. Just produce the content and let Facebook deal with the optimization of when to post, because it's going to be optimizing and using your Facebook advertising budget in order to show it to the right people at the right time. So don't let this stop you.